Hi, I'm Tommy. If you're not at 216 Creator Studios, this is what it sounds like. Now, if you are at 216 Creator Studios, this is what it sounds like.
Yeah! 216creatorstudios.com.
Hey, let's play ball, guys. What do you think?
Sounds
We're
good.
back. Welcome back to Two Majors and a Minor. The majors, the minor. And we got Drew back here behind it. Before we get started,
What's
Drew,
up, guys?
Hey,
Hi, Drew.
What's happened? I like how you're the oldest one at the table and you're the minor.
Yeah,
That's weird.
how does that work out?
I don't know. What have you been up to, Tim?
Hey, we've been up to a lot of things. We've been busy over at the store, Piano Trends Music. We're getting a lot of kids getting ready for band for next year.
That's
already.
right.
They're coming in. They're signing up for some summer lessons. So, if you're going to play band next year, bring your parents in and we'll get you signed up for some lessons this summer and we'll get going really, really good. And we'll teach you how to play Take Me Out to the Ball Game on a trumpet.
Which is great. Listen, pianotrends.com. Check them out at pianotrends.com. Tim, you guys do instrument rental, instrument repair. You sell the instruments as well. Anything from trumpets, flutes, pianos. And listen, buy two, get one free. I don't know how that works.
Well, that's well, you covered the third one. That's how that works out.
On the shipping costs.
That's right.
So there's not much of anything you don't do. And spoiler alert, we are looking at least by next year, putting out our own bands here at the studio for kids. Listen, you want a kid to be in jazz band, you want them to be in grunge, you want them to be, we'll put them and help teach them how to play, rent your instruments from here, lease to own, put them in something that they like, a genre that they like to be in. Live stream will be recitals and then maybe even on big stage for the final, right, for the year. So
it could very well happen. We're gonna have a lot of fun next year. We got a lot of big plans, so we'll see how it all goes along.
John and Josh don't know yet, but we're gonna be asking them to be instructors for a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
They just don't know that,
Now I know.
Now
Grunge
you know.
I could probably do. Jazz, I don't know.
Not so much.
Just
not so
jazz
much.
and grunge, right? There's no other genre.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to. That's
Very
why it hasn't
obscure
happened
genres that we offer. at
yet.
Piano
Yes,
Trends.
absolutely. Wide variety.
Yeah.
A plethora of variety.
Plethora,
if you must.
which means a lot.
Plethora.
Yes.
What a name.
So what's on the docket for today?
Well, first of all, have you guys? First question that comes to mind: have you ever played grunge on the organ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We got Nirvana. And,
Yeah.
Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
and-
Steve Albini died, or at least the news of his death broke at a game. So I played Heart-Shaped Box for the
There you
welcome
go.
messages.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good. You're so clever. I'm telling you, that's
Seemed a
great-
fitting tribute.
It does,
Well,
yeah.
especially since I think Steve Albini hated the final mix of
Oh.
Heart-Shaped Box. So
That's a very grunge-esque thing to do.
Yeah.
Just like, because it pissed somebody off.
right, yeah.
Now, if only he had heard your version of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure, he wouldn't have done
Hated it even more.
Yeah. Dialed back, like, oh.
That would be great. Well, hey, we're almost a third of the way through the baseball season now.
50 games in, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think we're Cubbies are doing okay. Win number 30 today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
10 over.
Yeah.
10
so
over.
How about that? but those pesky Cardinals are right behind us. What
They're
is
like the
with that?
Chihuahuas.
Yeah, right.
They're just always at your heels. They're
Nipping.
It's annoying.
Yeah, they're very
Step on
annoying.
'em.
Yeah.
Well, we
Hunt 'em.
will. Come in August, we start stepping on those birdies.
We hope.
Yeah. But that's another story for another day later in June. But hey, just to make an announcement, we got excellent. I can't wait. 2 majors and a minor coming up in a couple weeks. You're going to stay right here. Be watching for it. Jeremiah Poprocky.
Love that guy.
He's going to be here with us, and that's going to be interesting. You guys work with him every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So
The voice.
yeah. So before he gets here, how's it to work with old Jeremiah?
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah,
terrific.
so much preparation. Like
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
flabbergasted at how much he's pronouncing names, make sure he gets them all right. Yeah, he's been to every ballpark, so he's heard every announcer, so
Yeah.
he knows exactly what he wants to do. Yeah,
He's not only been to every ballpark, he's also been to a few weddings. I believe he announced you.
He did. He was at my
you
wedding.
and Leslie.
So he actually got to give him props because he got home from Japan that Saturday night
Mhm.
and didn't sleep a wink, and then announced the reception
holy cow.
names that Sunday,
Huh.
and he literally hadn't slept since he was in a totally different hemisphere, and still only mispronounced one name.
Yours.
Nope. No,
Oh, okay.
I was like, I would have been like, I didn't pay him, but I'm like, you're not getting paid. But he there was, I think it was the second to last bridesmaid. Her name's Kara, but it's spelled Kara, and it could be Kara.
Mm.
You know, like,
Sure.
and he said, I'm like, that was it.
Yeah.
There were names that were very complicated, including my own. Mine's not an easy name. Benedeck, everyone says D-I-C-T, but he pronounced it. But he's a professional's professional.
Yeah.
He is, if anything, over prepared. Because I mean, I screw up every game.
Mhm.
I miss at least one note an inning, and you can't tell because I think people are listening. There's always embellishments. There's something like the organ or keyboard. There's always room for improvisation.
Yeah.
But when it comes to words and names specifically, they remember and they know, and it goes. It's the leverage or the liability of mispronouncing a name is I think greater than missing a note or two.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to give him mad props for that.
And then in like late innings with all those defensive changes or whatever, he's just
That's
able to process that stuff and rattle it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
For a young kid. He's only 24, 5. Yeah.
Well, mispronouncing names is Tim's profession. This is why you're still the minor leagues.
That's right, that's right.
If you made majors, it would be
That's why I'm not a
That's
public
why we're
address
all
announcer.
organists.
Right. Yeah.
We don't have to read anything. We just watch and
we don't do words that well.
That's
You know,
right.
I don't talk that good.
That's
Not
right.
that good.
We're Chicagoans too, so mix it up.
You slip a duh and a use in there.
Uses guys, forget
Uses
about
guys. Yeah.
Jesus, guys.
it. I got cousins that say that. Us as guys and uses guys. I'm like, listen, I have never been to college, but I also know that that's not a thing. You know what I mean?
That's not how you gain credibility. Don't start a sentence with "I've never been to college." It's like, come on.
Hey,
I'm not gonna listen to words you say, Drew.
You
I-
must have driven through a campus somewhere at some point in your life. That counts.
Yeah,
Right.
somewhere along. I've partied at a lot of schools.
There you go.
I've been to colleges.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
And after a certain age, you're like, you shouldn't be here. That was yesterday. Just kidding. Yeah, and real quick, before you guys really kick off into the ball game stuff, let me hit you with a question here. We're gonna think back to 1972. I think Tim was 40 then.
Of course.
And we'll really play it off here. Which Cub infielder played the national anthem on his trumpet before a game in 1972?
Cub player.
I know.
Yes, infielder.
Okay. Well, what kind of an organist do you consider you guys selves?
Young one.
72. I don't know who could play the organ. He was an infielder.
Yes.
Is he still alive?
Good question.
We'll have to Google that. That's a good.
Don't
I
know.
believe he is. Yeah.
Don't
And
I,
if you were
I can
going
give
to
you I can
Google
give you
that-
a few names to choose from.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
As soon as my producer goes back to the screen, that was awesome. Thanks. We got Ernie Banks,
Okay.
Glenn Beckert,
Okay.
Carmen Fanzone,
Okay.
Randy Hundley.
Ooh.
I vote fan zone.
Hundley.
Hundley?
Yeah.
And the answer is
Carmen Fanzone.
Oh,
Ding.
all right.
Good
Sounds like a
job.
trumpet player.
Yeah.
following his baseball retirement, Fanzone started a jazz music career as a flugelhorn player. Flugelhorn player. Flugelhorn.
Oh, huh.
So yeah, interesting.
How about that?
Well, that's exciting.
What a crazy charcuterie board of a job.
He
Yes.
came in kind
Well,
of right after Sandal played third. He played third base.
Okay. He was one of like the guaranteed
29
third
people.
basemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All
That is the first question out of 3 today, but we will hit the other 2 down the
all
line.
right. He's up 1.
Thank you for having multiple choice.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
And by the way, it does not look like we have to call Carmen Fanzone back to play third base anymore now, because it looks like Matt Shaw's back and he's
I'm
doing
so
okay.
Glad
I'm happy.
he's doing
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Because I mean, he figured there was something he figured out down in the. He wasn't down very long, but there
No,
were.
a few weeks.
He was hitting really well, and then there was something. I forget if it was the leg kick that they
Yeah.
Yeah.
something about a leg kick. I don't know.
It's
I
like
haven't-
smaller now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or it's non-existent, or it's different. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was something with a leg kick that he changed, and then they're like, "All right, good, you're doing it. Now come back up." And he did well, man.
Well, they said it was something also to do with his bat angle.
Oh,
Okay.
From where,
wow.
Like
from where he
angle
was coming
of,
through.
like,
yeah,
how
where
it
he
comes
was coming
through?
through.
Huh.
Yeah, where he started. But yeah, it had to do with the leg kick.
Okay.
But I don't know how he did today, but he had multiple hit games the previous 2 nights.
I don't know. Yeah, he had a.
He did something today. What did he do? He walked and then stole second,
second.
and then scored the go-ahead run.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that was a Tucker
Yeah.
Gapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And he played a nice third base today, too.
He's
Mm-hmm.
if anything, he's
started a couple
an
double
excellent
plays.
defensive player.
Yeah.
Excellent defensive player. Yeah.
So that'd be good. So what's I know you don't do walk-up songs for the home guys, but what song do you play if Shaw does something?
If Shaw
Is there-
does something,
Or
Oh.
do you do anything with his name, or is it?
well, I'm thinking any Kirby Shaw arrangements. No,
Ah.
they're all.
Yeah, no, Mats are hard, and Shaw is kind of hard.
Kinda hard.
Yeah, I don't know what I would like if you were an opposing player. I don't know what I would play. Yeah.
So he
Something to
kind of
think
he's got to change his name.
Yeah.
basically. So,
Suggest
Simple,
that. Yeah.
simple request.
simple
Yeah,
request, yeah.
To make it easier on the sarcasm,
Right.
side,
That's
Yeah.
right.
for maybe if you make a play. I mean, usually there's just the basic fanfares of infield plays.
Yeah.
I like doing I think we both do A Team.
Yeah. I like AT. Yeah.
That's an easy one
Yeah.
that people recognize. It's just basic fan because they're supposed to be quick.
Mhm.
They're supposed
Yeah.
to be like, you did something great, cool. And then I'll play something if they get like a base hit, something quick, and then back just to close a gap between.
Yeah.
Just a
activities.
snippet.
Yeah.
A snippet of a tune.
And there's I'll have some home team players. I will have stuff if they hit a foul ball, but
Sure.
it has to be like a pump up the crowd kind of song.
Right.
It can't be like a mocking kind of song. So
Happy.
That's
easy.
Yeah.
Because he's Hap's easy. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got
yeah,
like 20 different songs.
Yeah.
And like Hey Ya for Say Ya Suzuki.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
thanks to Danny Rocket for that one.
Mhm.
So
Remember when he had it as his walk up?
yeah,
Here he
yeah.
got
that
here,
was
we're
a
like, why'd
brief
you change
span.
it?
Yeah, I know.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that was perfect. And I'm like, his walk ups, they're recognizable now. He's got those 2. But I forget that. But I'm glad to see Seiya doing what Seiya
Mhm.
had been doing, and he's been one of the best hitters in baseball for the
Yeah.
past 2 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, he had that weird slump and then just killing it now.
Yeah.
I think he's RBI leader right now.
He is. Yeah.
Matched with Judge,
Yeah.
who's basically Barry Bonds right now. Have you seen his
Basically,
numbers?
he is.
He
Yeah,
had an
they're
0 for 5.
incredible.
He had an 0 for 4 game and is still batting over 400.
Yeah.
As a power hitter. This guy's incredible.
Yeah.
It's
AL
crazy.
MVP way ahead.
Oh yeah, he's
Nobody's
gonna
touch him.
he's a Hall of if he retires now, he's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
He's insane. And then Schwarber hit his 300th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Huh.
He's
Good for
been
him.
Just
Phillies are on a tear, huh?
yeah, they're always on a tear.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is because they'll get to the postseason and they'll get so close. They'll get there and then they just can't quite pull it off. They should because they got Harper, Castellanos,
Yeah.
Schwarber, Bohm. They got everybody.
But you got to come through in October.
I know.
That's the thing.
Age old.
We know what that's like.
Yeah. Every team does.
Every team does. Exactly. Well, and how about our MVPs? We got 2 guys that could be contenders.
PCA and Tucker.
PCA and Tucker.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if PCA, as a young player, probably would fall behind some of the other guys for an MVP, but
I don't know because they're basing MVPs off of like the wins above replacement,
right.
how good you are based on the people who come in to replace you, and he leads the whole league in that.
Yeah.
He's it, and he average. I mean, nowadays if you're averaging 250, that's good now. You don't have to be a 300 hitter to be amazing. Yet we still have those outliers. But if you look at the way the league's been, it's been a pitcher-friendly game for at least a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And these MVPs, you watch Bryant, I think he had a 280, 290, and he won MVP. But he wasn't batting 300. So it's like it's how valuable you can be based on the people who replace you and how good your team is.
Well, what he's got going for him, it's both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. Did you see the catch he made over the weekend in center field? It was a twisting. I don't think anybody else would have.
Oh, the wind was crazy.
Yeah.
He was like right at the wall of the back.
Yes,
Yeah.
Who was organist?
That was me because I was
you.
watching. I thought it was going to drop in.
Yeah.
Because he's done that a few times. Like that's gonna fall. Oh, he's there.
He's there.
Yeah.
Where did he come from? And he'll
Comes out
dive.
of nowhere to do it.
He's exciting to watch.
He
He's
is.
he's a very Baezian, like a good, solid Baez type where he just has this swagger. Or just everything flows. His speed doesn't look aggressive. It just looks fast.
Yeah.
And looks smooth and natural, like he's meant to be doing what.
Yeah, you don't necessarily notice how fast he is unless you like compare him mentally against some other player.
When his helmet falls off.
Yeah.
Go watch him
Like,
from
oh my
first
God,
to third.
Yeah, his first and thirds really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
true.
amazing what he does there.
Yeah.
But and the fact is, he does remind you of Baez with personality a little bit. And how about Baez? He's coming back.
Yeah, that's good to
comeback.
see.
Yeah,
Comeback player of the year right now.
Yeah.
That's fun.
and
to watch.
changing positions and
Yeah, he had another great play the other
Yeah.
day where he's diving for balls in center field at the
Yeah.
warning track. Like
Huh.
crazy.
So we
guy.
got Baez and Schwarber still out there doing well.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
The old World
Wow.
Series Cubbies.
Yeah, Brian's hurt. Rizzo's doing stuff for Apple TV, I think.
Oh,
So he's not even playing.
what's he? Oh, yeah.
He's
I
a
missed
free
that.
agent.
Oh, okay.
No one picked him
No one
up.
signed him. Huh?
Right.
So he just is doing like it's not consulting, corresponding
Okay.
work for
Right.
Apple TV,
Huh.
which is fine. It's
It's
probably
cool.
a good personality. but-
Yeah.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And then King Tuck, he could be an MVP
Mhm.
Yeah.
for the league this year. I mean, he. What amazes me about him, he does it so quietly and under the radar, but yet it's way out there. There is, and then games go by. I mean, it was him all day today. We won the game today
Yeah.
because of him.
And yesterday, I think
And
he was
yesterday.
3 for 4 with
Yeah.
a walk.
Okay.
Yeah,
And another steal today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
third
he's-
base,
He's very
Yeah.
clutch. Very clutch.
very clutch.
Yeah, I like him.
So, okay, let's go back in time a little bit now. I teased you guys a little bit before we came on air today. So, when I was playing for the Quad Cities, I played for 2 Quad Cities teams. They were affiliated with the California Angels for a while, and then they became affiliated with the Cubs. So, I did more with the Cubs. However, I did play 1 year for the Quad City Angels, and there was a catcher, a rookie catcher, might have been a second year, but I think it was a rookie catcher. He had 5 home runs in his lifetime. He never made the majors, never got out of Class A baseball. But yet you guys know him extremely well. You've met him. You've played in front of him before.
What do you mean in front of him?
In front of him. You've
Yeah.
played.
He
You
was
played
standing
and
there.
he was there and he was standing there. And you
Where?
played. Well, if I tell you where, you're going to you got to guess first. Who was the catcher that I played for?
But he was a minor league. I don't know minor league catchers.
From the 70s. Sure.
From minor league.
Minor league catchers, single A. Minor league single A catchers from
Minor
the
league
70s.
single A.
Now there's a
Seven.
podcast.
And I
Where-
played
Yeah.
in front of boy, talk about niche. I
Yeah.
thought 3 ballpark organists was niche
Hey,
enough.
you're
No.
right. Yeah.
It's just that should be like the string of guests we have. Just find
Yeah.
the most specific.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
We'll look up
Like catchers who
Okay.
only played in the summer months
So
from below the Mason-Dixon line.
this person is
Yeah.
gainfully employed now.
He's retired.
Retired.
He's
okay.
retired, but he was very gainfully employed.
Okay.
And
In baseball.
In baseball.
related
so
stuff.
did he
Very
was he
baseball
commentary
related.
announcer?
No, he was never a commentator. He was not an announcer.
Was he a coach?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, he was.
Joe Madden.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yes.
I have played in front
When
of
did you
him.
play in
You
front of
have.
Joe Madden?
Club 400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a big event a couple years ago, and I think I did one spoof song with Danny Rocket,
Okay.
and he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Seems like
Yeah,
it.
he could he always had that demeanor. I forgot he played minor league ball. I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Sorry. Like he always had that really cool demeanor. We're like middle of like a World Series game. He's got an open cup of coffee. Like he's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like that's how he is. He's talking about wine
Hmm.
at this event. Like that's how retired he is. He's,
No,
just,
okay.
he's so
He was very laid back.
he's very laid back guy, but very
Yeah.
cool guy. Yeah.
It
Cool.
was
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. But
Nice.
he hit 267 lifetime as a minor leaguer.
That's
So
not
he
bad.
had
That's
a
pretty good.
okay.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
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 Any major league or like professional baseball player that can hit over the
Yeah.
Mendoza line, I think
That's right.
that's pretty
Exactly.
Good.
And I guess his first coaching job was also with the Angels. So I guess one of his
Yeah, he managed.
first managers he
Yeah.
worked with was Mike Sosha.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he was there
okay.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
And then he
all-
went to Tampa, and then the Cubs, and then
Yeah.
over to the Angels. He managed.
Now, if I'd only known who Joe Madden was when I was playing the organ in 1978 or 76 or whenever.
I mean,
it
no
was
one
back
really
then.
knew his name. I mean, he was a good coach.
Yeah.
He was the bench coach, I think, for the Angels, and then no one knew his name until Tampa made the World Series in 08.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh, this guy can really,
That guy can do
you
it.
know, if Tampa's one of those weird organizations that doesn't have much of a market or a payroll or anything, but they're always good.
Hmm.
Tampa's always good.
Yeah.
They always find their way into the playoffs. They always find their like the World Series a couple years ago. Who were they? I forget. Was that the
that's right.
Dodgers? I
It was
forget.
the
Yeah, I think it was the
Dodgers,
Dodgers. And it's just
yeah.
like Tampa. Of like
Hmm.
they didn't have, but yeah, like when he was the manager, that was when Ben Zobrist was there. I think.
Yeah. It's like
Ivan,
2014.
Ivan, what was their big hitter?
Oh, Ivan Rodriguez?
No. That's gonna bug me.
Hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll think of it later. But like they had like a couple of these
Joe
really
Madden. No, that was-
Yeah, not the
That
player.
was-
Julian, yeah. But you know, and then I think that people took notice that he had like this good clubhouse mentality where people like
Mhm.
you weren't always the superstar, but you could build superstars by giving them confidence and understanding what good teamwork and
Mhm.
friendship within the clubhouse look like. And I think he did a good job with that.
Well, Tampa seems to have this pattern of operation where they get players and they'll build them up and they become stars. But before they get to free agency, then they will trade them and they'll get a new crop of kids that they can develop because they do a very good job of developing.
Yeah, they
ball
develop really
players.
well.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
right.
that's an interesting structure.
Yeah. So they're
Well,
always,
you got to do it.
yeah.
You have to when you don't have the Dodgers or the Yankees or people like
Right.
these huge like they could just pay for anybody and they could pick up all these free agents or
Exactly.
Yeah.
whatever. You got to be able to build and you know,
Yeah.
It's true.
that's what's so annoying about the Cardinals. Oh my gosh, their payroll forever was middle of the pack, if
Yeah.
that.
Oh, really?
And like three different regimes of Cardinals. You had the Tommy who's the manager from he went to the
Oh.
White Sox,
Yeah.
but wow, that guy. Whoa.
Oh, right. That guy. I should know this.
Whatever. Him. And then that was early Matt Holliday and early Wainwright.
Okay.
They won a World Series against
Jim
the
Edmonds,
Rangers.
wasn't he with that team?
Jim Edmonds, and maybe
Yeah.
the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was right after he left the Cubs. They beat the Rangers, and then Wainwright's heyday, Carpenter's heyday, with
Who just retired, by
Yeah.
the way. Yeah.
and then they've always just kind of been good because of how they develop, and it's that's what's always frustrating because like in this division Chicago's market 3, Milwaukee's like market 40. Then the other 3 are kind of like, but then the Cardinals always just kind of
They're always
right there. And I'm like, why? Come on.
I think we've already talked enough about the Cardinals.
I know. We're done.
How many times have we mentioned the Cardinals in this?
Right.
They know it.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So what's so far this year? What's been the most interesting 7th inning stretch that you guys have done?
Most interesting.
Most interesting.
I've had a lot of groups. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of we had a lot of the teams. We had the Northwestern,
Yeah.
volleyball, Loyola, like all these 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
There hasn't been many solo people. You had Theo Vaughn.
I did, yes. Who did stop? He got in kind of late, but we were able to rehearse his song right before he went on, and then he did. I always appreciate when they like stop by the booth, at least like wave through the window or something,
Right, right.
afterwards. So yeah, he did that. He was cool. Yeah,
He's an interesting guy.
I was not familiar with his work. And
Just look up a couple. He just says
Okay.
the most off, like this off the cuff. What did you just say? Type stuff.
Okay.
He's an interesting character.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, but so far, yeah, been kind of slow in that department. Not slow, because the people who stop in are really nice, and you love to work
Yeah.
with them.
very rarely
but-
have I had anybody that haven't been nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's been a couple that just don't want to rehearse. Or
the
whatever.
ones that what I think of as not nice are the ones that like don't want to rehearse and they have like an entourage and they just kind of blow you off.
Certain boxers of
So-
certain island nations in the UK.
Oh,
But I had a WWE wrestler a few years ago. It was actually I think he was 21, like right when everything started to open up. One of the first guests I had, and he just was unpleasant. Just not a nice person. Like he came in like, let's see what you got, but like that. Because I think he's probably carrying his wrestling persona which is fine. But you can do it you don't have to do it in a room. No, I'm not going to tell anybody that you're a person.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But you just did.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't
You didn't say his
specify.
name.
Yeah,
you didn't
I'm not
specify.
I'm not gonna air my dirty laundry here. But
Thank you.
The last weekend there were 2 Medal of Honor winners.
Oh,
One from Afghanistan and one from Vietnam. And if I just could be in a conversation for like 45
Right.
minutes, I would just love to hear
yeah, really.
their experiences
That would
and
be
their
fascinating.
stories I've seen what people have gone through to be Medal of Honor winners, and I'm like, I can't imagine having to live longer after that to just have to deal with that. But they seem level-headed, they seem friendly, they seem like they had like an outlook on life that was otherwise positive, or
Sure.
I don't know, I have no
Yeah.
idea. But like to earn the Medal of Honor, you got to be like extreme acts of valor to do that, and I thought that was pretty cool to have 2 of them in the room.
Yeah, be interesting to learn just how they've attained that headspace.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But
Well, once they've been through that, everything else is going to be pretty easy in comparison.
well, yeah. I mean, I'm carrying stuff from war can be
Yeah.
heavy.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if like you're in the mundane act of life,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
still having to hold on to
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I don't know. It makes
Yeah.
me appreciate it
We owe them all a whole lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's very true. I noticed there was one 7th inning stretch. I believe it was you. There was 2 gentlemen in the booth. I don't remember who they were. It was a guy, and I think it was his father. And they started to sing, and they started to do, the and a 1 and a 2, but they didn't do the and a 1.
Oh, that was the Medal of Honor.
Was it?
Yeah. They're not related. But no,
They're
I
not
get what you're
related?
saying.
Was that
Yeah,
what-
no,
yeah.
he was going to count, and
Yeah.
that I think we had rehearsed that he was going to do the counting, but I think there was a loss in translation where he thought the other guy was going to count,
That's it.
and then they're just like, "Oh, we're running out of time," so he just started.
Go ahead and start.
I've had a couple people not count,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I always tell them, right? I'm like, "Okay, let's just start," and I usually catch them on the second note. They take me, I get on the me,
Yeah.
and a couple of usually if they come into rehearse, I reassure them, "I'm following you."
Yeah.
And I try to tell like, don't, I'll guide you or whatever if you need it. But like, as far as the tempo goes, as far as key or how long you want to take on your intro while I'm holding the note, I'm following you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that usually eases them because they could just sing it,
Yeah.
and I'm just there to back them up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
That's good. I always tell them slow is good.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
like a lot of people get in there and they're probably nervous, and so they just start ripping through it. And
Yeah.
like
Right.
you gotta bring this whole stadium along with you. You know?
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
just tell them to sway like it's a drinking
Yeah,
song. It's a
there you
very
go.
waltzy,
That's
dancey
It's a
song.
good tip.
It
Yeah.
actually kind of is a drinking song.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
By the
Yeah,
seventh
right.
inning, you're
by
like,
the seventh inning.
yeah, you're stretched out.
Exactly.
We're at our 30-minute question mark here.
Awesome.
So let's hit you with a question.
All right.
Let's not make it a baseball question though. Let's toss it up.
Oh boy.
Chicago pizza. Let's talk Chicago pizza a little bit, right? So which pizzeria first served up Chicago deep dish pie?
Uno.
And you hit that right on the head is faster than anybody at that table.
Well done.
And I like you. Well done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And for the longest time, I'm a South Side kid. I grew up on the South Side.
Yeah.
Coming out of Little League, we used to go to right just west of Kenzie on 63rd, the original Giordano's.
Yeah.
And old man used to serve up our pizza
No kidding.
himself. Yeah.
Nice.
Until one of the cooks, pushed that place into a bankruptcy. And that's why they ended up selling out and turning into a chain.
Yeah.
But I was always biased to that because I always thought, because they were like, no, we are the only deep dish,
Right.
first deep dish. Every pizzeria in Chicago will tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
We're the best of the best, and we were the first. of
Like you've been
everything.
around since the
Right.
80s. You're not the
And,
first.
when they start using
Yeah.
words like uses guys and us as guys, you don't argue. They're
They're
like, oh no, yes, you were.
convincing. Yeah.
But yeah, John gets a big point for that one, for sure on the pizza side. Pizzeria Uno.
But if
You need multiple choice.
Sorry.
What is your favorite Chicago pizza, John?
Pequods.
Nice.
That is a great. It's a new. I don't think it's been around very long, but they've nailed the deep dishness.
Really?
They have a decent tavern style too, but I mean, if you're gonna do it, and around here, Cary has Uncle Jerry's.
Never had it.
Oh my!
Hard to
gosh.
find real Chicago pizza out this far out.
and it's not quite the
Your typical.
density,
Yep.
but it's the really thick crust. And it's not expensive either, but you get like the meaty legend, like Gino's East style legend,
Yeah.
with all the cured meats and
I'm gonna have to try that.
Uncle
I'm gonna have to
Jerry's.
try it. Uncle Jerry's.
Outstanding.
Uncle Jerry, if you'd like to send us a check for that promo, 216 Theater Studios here in Crystal Lake. What about you, Tim? What's your favorite pizza?
Boy, I've got a couple different places for Chicago style pizza.
Yes.
Probably because it's local and we support them a lot. Giorgio's right here in town.
Yeah, Giorgio's is good.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't qualify them into the deep city style pizza, but their
No.
pizza is
It
fantastic.
is good.
It is good.
It is
Nancy's
fantastic.
too. I think it's
I like the crispiness of the crust on what they do there.
Exactly. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
And if you get the spinach, like you like a spinach, sometimes like they cook the spinach first and then bake.
And then
it. It's something that makes a difference.
Yep. I don't know why, but it does. And did you know the water of Illinois is what makes the right hot dog or beef sandwich, or so people ship water to Arizona to make the product the same. Did you know that?
So like rusty
Lake
water.
Michigan water is,
Yeah, Portillo's. So
You're
yeah,
making that up.
I'm 100% not making that up.
No.
So Portillo's family is actually close to my family. And
Uh,
when they opened up in Arizona, that was one of the things. When you don't get consistency, the water, there's something about the water that comes out of your tap here in Chicago that with the dough and or the way you do hot dogs and or your beef sandwiches, all these different things, believe it or not, has a lot to do with water. And so many different processes of water in these dry states that they use a lot of what is that you use for your teeth?
Fluoride.
A lot of fluoride, which creates a really weird density of doughs and the way things turn out.
interesting.
And as a chef of 20 years, I can tell you, water, believe it or not, makes a difference.
All
No
right.
kidding.
It really does. It really does.
What's
about
in
you?
the water here that
You know what? I
serious.
don't, listen, if you were to ask me that years ago coming out of Lake Michigan, I'm like, I don't know. Is it syringes? I don't know. How they process the water in Lake Michigan is so much different than anywhere else. But Lake Michigan is so massive compared to our water comes from Crystal Lake. and then goes to a
Yeah.
filtration process, right?
Mm.
So smaller, maybe because it's such a smaller body of water that there's different styles of processing. Yes, Nico, what do you got?
Oh, you.
What? Oh, water.
I can't read it. Can you get it closer?
Okay, so
Hang
yeah, so we'll go with
What
the
are we
lead,
talking
heavy
about?
metals,
Oh,
and
calcium.
volatile organic compounds. Yeah, so that's what makes the difference.
Okay.
I don't know.
Volatile or
I don't know.
well, it's like yeast, right?
I
And
don't
the
know.
yeast
Sure.
makes the
There
dough
you go.
rise.
That's what it is. It's the methamphetamines people dip
This
into
is
the
the most
water.
ADHD conversation.
But Drew
But it
being
is
a
true. The
chef,
water,
I
for some
trust him.
reason, they used to ship, gallons of water outside
Uh-huh.
of the state to cook or bake certain things. So, what about you? What's your pizza, man? What do you go for?
I have recently come around to deep dish. So, and it was specifically Giordano's deep dish. So I'll say
That boy.
Giordano's.
All right.
Although I like Antioch pizza where we live.
That's a good
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
I heard
Like
Antioch's
Good
good.
big slice. Yeah.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah. Where are you? You're in Round Lake?
Round Lake.
Yeah. Because they got one in McHenry.
Okay.
Yep.
Obviously one up in Antioch,
Yeah.
but decent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
Good
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And they have breakfast pizza too. That's good. So, yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm hungry now.
I know.
We got Nick's right here. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we do. There's another
Yes.
good pizza, but they don't
It's
do the
awesome.
deep dish.
No, the
They do-
tavern style. And they have
Yeah.
one of the best.
Yeah,
tavern
thin
styles on the
crust,
planet. Oh,
well
so good.
done.
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
A little pricey for the 14 incher, but I mean, you pay the price for that grease, man. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So, but yeah, so that's our second question.
All right. We got a
we'll
lot
let
of
you guys
checks
carry
to
on.
collect too now.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's send
we're
out
just-
invoices to all these pizza joints. And
Yeah, well, sure. Like I said, please send, and if you have any hate mail, that's Tim Paul at, we'll just send it out that way too.
I feel like we could have a taste test episode.
I think we could do that. If we talk to these
see Josh
people,
just comes
Idea
up with all of it.
machine.
Yeah.
I love it. So we'll just have to get a vendor to come in here and then just supply it and then tell us their story as we talk baseball.
That sounds awesome.
Done.
Done.
You know.
Done.
Well done.
I
Here's
love it.
something you guys probably don't remember. You can't remember because you weren't probably even born. But they used to sell pizza at the ballpark at Wrigley. Ron Santo Pizza.
Oh.
Look up Ron Santo Pizza. See if you can find it there. But he had a restaurant in Schaumburg.
Was this deep dish or thin crust or?
It was kind of in between.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like a
kind of an
Detroit
in-
style.
Yeah,
Like a
like
puffy.
Detroit style, a little puffy.
Is
Yeah,
that a Jets pizza.
but it was good because it was Ron Santo
Okay.
Pizza. Yeah, but they used to sell that at the ballpark. That's probably in the 70s
that's
when
at
they
the
did
baseball
that,
card.
60s, 70s. But it was
Ron
good
Santo
stuff.
Pizza.
Ron
And it was like
Santo
at the
Pizza.
concession.
At the concessions.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's like
it was just like
an.
Yeah, yeah.
individual pizza,
Huh.
a small individual.
Looks like it was a hot spot on the south side, as well as Rockford.
Huh.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ron Santo
But
Pizza.
Bayer Stadium in Rockford. Do anything still exist? No. No.
Nope. It is no longer.
Oh. Yeah. Wow.
There you go.
All the great spots too, man. What a great place to go visit, to go live. You know what I mean? That would be
Right?
awesome. Yeah.
It would.
Huh.
So there's something you're never going to get on other shows that you're going to get on Two Majors and a Minor.
That's
We're going
right.
to talk pizza. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Having
And
a
no
chef.
other shows talk pizza.
No other shows
Not a
ever talk
single-
pizza. Not a single
Nope.
one. Yeah.
There's no famous, barstool sports guy going around the country. with pizzas. No. No. You don't do that. No.
That's right.
Coming from a long line of Italians, my wife probably makes the best pizza
No
in
bias.
Chicago. I'm not just saying. Did I say that right, honey? Are you watching? Right.
She's
no,
not. You can't see him. She's got a gun to his
So
head.
Nick over here is our neighbor.
Yeah.
Her pizza is, I don't know how or what the difference that she does than anybody else. I'm not allowed to watch the
Oh.
secret
You know,
massaging of
water
the
she
dough
uses.
or whatever.
Okay.
You know, she knows
She's
how
an
to.
imported.
Yeah, she knows how to
imported
flirt
water.
with me. She's like, "You want sausage or combo pizza?" I'm like, "Okay." Now you're just hitting on me. But yeah, her pizza. You know what I'll do? I'll have her make you guys one, and we'll do it. We'll bring it in.
There we go.
We'll definitely bring it in.
She tossed the dough.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
She's my wife is a certified chef,
Okay.
and a pastry chef actually, and now she does payroll for a company. She doesn't even do it anymore. But both of us come from foodies. You know, my whole
Culinary arts.
yeah, oh yeah. Her family, big time in the food industry as well as mine, grocery industry as well. So
Yeah.
we're not, and this is why I'm candy coated, because we love food. We're totally foodies. And what's hard about being in the culinary industry is you can't go into a restaurant without judging the hell out of everything. It's not fun. And we make it not fun for everybody else. They're like, people don't know what good food is. But if you're from the city and you've been to these places and then you move out here, you're like, wow, I miss the food in the city. There is a difference.
Yeah.
There just
for certain
really
things. I think out here you could find a good steak.
Yep.
Out here, I was at Perry's the other night in Schaumburg.
Yeah.
Outrageously good food.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Super expensive, but I mean, like it's a good steakhouse.
Yes.
But like, you go to Chicago, and if you go to like the Old Town, River North, everywhere, every corner has got like, that's the best.
Right. It's the best of
great
something.
Thai place, like right.
That's right.
In state in Illinois.
Every Irish bar on the corner, awesome food, great ambience.
Everyone kills it out there.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Even you ever been to Rosario's out there in the shop? That's my cousin Chris.
Okay.
Yeah. He's crushed. He was small time pizza place that was just so busy all the time, him and his dad. And then he said, I want to do like a fine dining flavor and pizza at the same time and built that restaurant. I'll tell you what, man, if you want the authenticity of Italian food, you go there.
Okay.
Rosario. Yeah, go tell Chris 216 Creator Studios his cousin Drew. And maybe he'll hit you with a 10% discount, or he might overcharge you. I don't know.
Yeah, either one.
It's your risk. It's your risk.
Make sure you butter him up that day.
That's right.
Don't get in a fight with him or finish a fight that day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, I'll let you have back at it. We are 41 minutes in, folks.
Boy,
right.
we're just talking about nothing, aren't we? Yeah.
I think it's more something about nothing, but that's my opinion.
That's a good slogan. Something about nothing.
Something about nothing. So I'm thinking as we're going to wrap up here today, where do the Cup players go for pizza? Do you ever hear them talk about it, or do you have any clues where they head?
They probably get pizza brought to them.
'em?
I know what's that restaurant down in the lower part of the building, the Pink Poodle. What they call it, the Pink Poodle. That's where all the
Where's that?
Cubs. It's in the catacombs of Wrigley when you go underneath that dining hall. I think they probably make their pizza there. But I know a Home Run Inn. That's like the Wrigley,
that's the Wrigley.
That's the Wrigley pizza. It's okay. It's Home Run Inn.
So restaurants around the ballpark. What do you guys recommend?
Food. Smoke Daddy Barbecue is decent.
Yeah.
Right across the street. It's been there. I think since they put the new building in. And what's funny is Rizzo's right up the street where John Vincent always sings.
Right.
It's been there longer than Anthony Rizzo is a Cub.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's just Rizzo. The guy's
Yeah.
names. So that was probably a marketing godsend. Like here, the most favored player on the team that's going to win the World Series is the same last name as your restaurant. People are going to show up.
That'll live forever.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
cow.
It's brilliant. It's genius.
Well, I know when we for my birthday, you remember, Bobby got me a couple nights. We stayed at the Zachary across the street.
Oh, how's that place?
Oh, it's fantastic. We had a room overlooking Gallagher's Way.
Okay.
And we watched Friday's game, which was that 13-11 comeback against the Diamondbacks on the Jumbotron. We just sat in the window and watched
what
it
a
on the
crazy
Jumbotron.
That's cool.
Oh, it was a blast. Then the next day we go into the ballpark and you listen to the music for me. This is fifth inning, which was very cool. Yeah, which was fun. But we were trying out different places to eat while we were there. And we ended up, we liked Brick House. We did Brick House one day, which was a good one.
They have a big menu of like just all the good bar food. Like it's the best version of bar eats.
Food.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. And we tried Mordecai's. Have you tried Mordecai's?
No. That's the steak. Is that the steakhouse? The nicer dining?
No, it's in the Zachary. It's one of the restaurants in the Zachary.
Okay.
And it was good. It was good, but very spicy. So as long as you like spicy, it's got it.
I'll go.
Which leads me to a question. Mordecai was named after Mordecai Brown, who was also known as, remember his nickname?
Three Fingers.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice.
Oh, big point on Josh on that one. He was fast on that one.
Do I get a point for that?
You got a point.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
And Hotel Zachary is named after who?
Zachary Taylor, the president.
Zachary Taylor Davis, the guy who designed Wrigley.
Oh.
Point. You got a point.
No,
All
no,
right.
it's just
half a point.
And then there's another
He got half of it right.
another player named Glover Cleveland Alexander.
Alexander.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how many president? Like it's
Right.
almost the president, and then you just
Right.
keep going.
Keep
Yeah,
going.
Well, speaking of Cubs and food, so Harry Carey's. What are your thoughts on that restaurant?
I never ate at Harry Carey.
Ish.
I've been to the one on Navy Pier, which I know is the lesser of the two in the city.
Is it?
The main one, the one on LaSalle. I think it's on LaSalle. That's probably good, but I'm like, okay, it's a burger place. But honest,
Yeah. And so so I don't even know the story. So that was his restaurant. Is that what the whole Harry
yeah.
Carey thing
I mean,
was?
he
He
opened
opened
the
it,
one,
yeah.
the main one,
And then it just franchised.
there's not many of them.
No.
I mean, there's
No,
like
it's not
three
a
or
lot.
four.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not many,
Hmm.
but it was franchised as like there are multiple locations.
We're calling it an Italian steakhouse for some reason. I don't.
Sure.
I
It's
wouldn't.
a fun place.
Yeah, they had
but
burgers. The one on
food
Navy
is better
Pier
than
had burgers.
average. It's
Yeah.
good, yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't get a steak. It was probably noon on a Saturday with my parents. They're not buying me a steak.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
to me, it's a burger place.
Oh, I see. Did they have steaks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
The only
it's a
thing I can think of is it was bought out.
Yeah.
And then,
moderately
yeah.
fine dining. I would put it the same tier as like Roost Chris,
Okay.
maybe slightly less
Yeah.
than Roost Chris.
Yeah, that's a good
Cooper's
comparison.
Hawk.
He died.
Yeah.
1998.
But
Yeah.
Excellent.
Interesting.
I was mad at myself because I was in Lockport a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, there's something in Lockport. What's in Lockport? Coombs Corner. And I didn't go to Coombs Corner.
Huh.
Like Ron Coomer,
Yeah.
he's like one of my favorite people
Oh
in
yeah.
the Cubs
World.
sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And he has like the one restaurant he owns in his hometown of Lockport, and I didn't go.
Oh,
Like,
huh.
dang it.
Well, that would be
Yeah.
good to go to sometime.
Yeah,
Next
and
time.
Lockport's nice. I was
Yeah.
shocked at how nice Lockport is.
Yeah.
Joliet, not so nice.
Yeah.
No.
Lockport, just go up the river. Real nice.
Real nice. Real nice.
Real nice.
We had a nice conversation speaking around Coomer at the 400 Club on the Madden
Mhm.
night. He walked up to Bobby and I. We were just standing there. We had just gotten some food and we're standing there eating whatever it was we're eating. He came over. He talked with us for about 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
He was
What
a good
yeah,
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he is
was
a
a
great
great guy.
Yeah.
I like him a
So
lot.
when he passed him in the booth, ask him to come on the show.
Oh.
I might.
Yeah.
I'll pitch it.
Maybe
Yeah,
if we
pitch it.
each ask him,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
be more likely to do it.
And just say it like it's brand new information.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, you know something, Ron? I was thinking. I'm on this podcast. It's got a great name.
I know, right?
And
Right?
hey, we talk food. We could talk cigars if you want. He's a
You know,
cigar
anything
guy.
you want.
And we talk baseball. He'll probably come on.
Yeah.
He'll phone in. That's all.
Yeah.
Tell him there's pizza. You know.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Let me know and I'll make sure it's pizza day.
Make
that
sure
day.
there's pizza
Yeah.
that day. Fantastic.
That's funny. I love the name comment. That's great. I'm not the only one then. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a good name.
Good
I like
guy.
that.
Okay, so Ron, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are,
Everybody who's who.
you're invited. You come on in. We got the pizza. We'll even get you a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll
We
bring
can
it.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we can
Okay.
do that.
Bring a few in. I got a humidor in there. Yeah. Line it
Here?
up. Oh, yeah. Just a small guy, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll
I'll
work.
be here more often.
It's really
There
his
you go.
funny
It's your
box.
house, baby.
It's a
It's your
huge
house.
door. Yeah.
Which Cubs pitcher was nicknamed the Vulture?
Well, I'm thinking Kimbrel.
Oh, yeah. Kimbrel.
Is it Kimbrel?
No.
It can't be.
Uh,
Oh,
Phil Reagan.
Oh,
We get a point today.
Point. Everybody's got a point.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
Tim might be up 1.5 from
Oh, yeah,
your
'cause
question.
it-
There was a half
Yeah.
a question
what
there.
was the source of that nickname?
Reagan.
He was the closer back then. So they just called him the Vulture because when he came in, he was like a vulture. He'd only pitched the ninth inning. He was
He'd
kind of
eat
one
'em.
of the, they eat
As the
him.
kids
Yeah,
say, he'd eat.
yeah,
He'd
eat
peck
him
your
alive.
eye
Leave no
out.
crumbs.
So he ate.
That's right.
That's right.
I hate that phrase.
It's either cooking or ate no crumbs. I don't know. I can hear it all day. You know, I try to repeat it back. They're
Yeah,
just like,
it's-
stop.
it's-
This is something you received, Dad.
That's right.
Shut up.
That's right. God.
Due to
contribute.
his knack for earning wins and late inning relief.
Okay.
Sandy Koufax nicknamed him. How about that? I did not know that part. How about that?
Well, that concludes your trivia for Chicago Cubs and Chicago food for the day, folks.
How about that? Then it must be almost time for the seventh inning stretch.
It is.
Yeah. Whose turn is it?
I don't know.
It's not mine because I did it.
You did it last time,
Right.
and I think I did it the time before. It might
I
be
think
your
it's
All right,
turn.
right.
am I-
Yeah.
We're gonna
do I
do-
do it on the other one.
Yeah, I'll bring it over to you. We'll do the
Oh.
magic pause and bring this to the table.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You guys are quicker than I thought.
Ah,
It's amazing.
how about it? All right, ready? Who's leading it?
Let's go. And a 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I ever get back to its roots. Root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.